Well, good afternoon, folks. I have a 1997 Jaguar Daimler supercharged 4-litre V8, 1997. And anyway, where you see it now on my front lawn, one day I went to start it and all of a sudden the engine went all weird and the signals came up. It said ABS and traction control and stability control were faulty. Engine was running rough and the display said that it was in limp home mode. But the scary part was that the passenger side, which is the left side in my car, being a right-hand drive, it filled with smoke. And I thought, oh no, and rightly so. So I turned it off and left it for a few weeks, so until I had a bit of time to look at it. So I was up early enough today to do a couple of other jobs, and I thought it's such a nice day, and a few hours left in the day, I'll have a look at this. So I got in here and started to sniff around to see if I could figure out where the smell might have come from. First off, I thought under the seat, and then I stuck my head up underneath the dash where the glove box is, and I couldn't really smell anything, to be honest. Maybe a few little sniffs, remnants from when it all happened. The inside of the car, when I opened it up, smelled a little bit, but it's gone now. So anyway, I thought, well, I've got to find out where these modules are. It smelt very electronic, as if a module had blown up. And I was proven correct. So anyway, I then thought, well, okay, what modules are in the passenger side? And so I went to the PDF service manual and looked and looked and looked, and there didn't seem to be anything of note in the passenger side. I think there's an air conditioning module up in there somewhere, but that shouldn't have affected the motor and the way it ran. And also under the seat is the seat control module, so well, that shouldn't, and that still works. In the door is meant to be a door module, and well, this door doesn't work properly anyway, but so that couldn't have been it. So what was I left with? So anyway, according to the PDF manual, I then had to move towards the motor. So according to the manual, there's the engine management and transmission module, and up front here is the ABS module, and I can only think that it's this thing here with all the pipes, and I'm not sure where the circuit board is. Maybe there isn't one, maybe it's just a module of the power connections or something that's driven from something else. Anyway, no smells from that. There's a little smell from this fuse box, but not very strong, and that was after taking the lid off. And also this one here, no smells at all from that. So that left, where is the engine management? Now, first off, I thought it might have been under the dashboard, but then I realised that no, it's under the toolbox, which is in this section of the car. So I opened it up, and yes, there was a bit of a smell, but nothing outlandish. But then I realised, down here there's a fan, and it goes directly into the passenger compartment. So the likelihood that if there was something burnt in here, that it would go directly into the passenger compartment. And of course, that's what happened. And here's the engine module, which I've now taken off. And which way does it go? It goes that way. Now, if you look in here close, look at that. That capacitor has spit its guts and gone everywhere, and obviously clouds of smoke would have come from it. So my challenge is to, if I can't repair this, I have to get a new engine management module, which of course, looking at it, would not be cheap, even second hand. So my challenge is to try and repair that section of it, replace that capacitor, and hopefully none of the semiconductors have actually blown. If they have, for example, these ones on the heatsink, they're obviously driving something. If they've gone, well then I have to try and replace them. So, wish me luck. What I might do is actually ring up some, or eBay even, see if I can get a second-hand module and see what happens. If I can get one cheap enough, it would be really good as a standby. And if I can't get this one fixed, then obviously I do need to get a new module. Alright, I'll let you know how I go with the repair of that section of the board. It's going to be a bit of a job getting it all out and so on, but hey, I'm used to doing things like that. Just hopefully it's a double-sided board and not a multi-layer board. If it's a multi-layer board, it will be very difficult to try and figure out where the tracks go, and because I suspect I'm going to have to try and rebuild some tracks if I can. If they've evaporated and I don't know where the tracks go, well, that's going to be even more difficult because, of course, they don't supply circuit diagrams or schematics for these modules. No, they don't do that sort of thing. All right, I'll next time you see this, I'll have it on the bench and we'll see how it works out.
Valerie on Smooth, Amy Winehouse and Mark Ronson. It's David Campbell here. That is one of my favourite all-time jams. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday, and if you need a bit of a flashback to the sunshine of the summer, Boney M Sunny is just what we need, along with a bit of Cyndi Lauper. They are coming up next on Smooth 91.5.
Save on Samsung Home Entertainment, now at Harvey Norman. Samsung 65-inch 4K Smart TV, now $1,295, save $100.
Right, I'm sure you enjoyed the advertisements on the radio. Okay, I've got it apart, sort of. Almost, not quite. A bit more to go, I think. So, just... I think... I possibly don't need to take it completely apart, as the area I'm after is actually quite open. But we shall see. I think I'll have to take the circuit board out. Well, that means undoing a few components, which means taking this off as well. All right, so be it. I looked on eBay and found a couple of the same part number modules, LNC 1410AD. There's quite a few other versions, AF and AG, etc., even an AA, but I would try and get the same AD, I think. Anyway, it works out to about $400 by the time it gets here from the US. But there's a couple of them for sale, so if I can't get this working, then that's what I'll have to do. Well, I know the damage that's there. It's unknown whether I can actually, whether there's other problems with it. It's unknown. Okay, now let's, oh, it's a ribbon, okay. Oh, double ribbon, oh, goodness. Oh, damn, they're soldered too. They're not even... Oh, okay, well, I suppose they do that for reliability. Yeah, so that's fair enough, I guess. Yeah, the worst thing about electronics is the connections. So, alright. Let's take that capacitor off and just see what the damage is. Right, so going to take off that capacitor. Hopefully it'll come out easily. Being a little bit stubborn, but I think that's because of all the copper plate that's attached. So it's acting like a huge heatsink. Alright, got one. I can't pull too hard or I might take away some of the plating. Alright, let's come out and, oh yeah, not good. So that's the negative end. Righto, label that negative, positive, just in case there's some confusion later. It's an Ichicon, good make, 50 volt, 560 microfarad. Well, good capacitor, no doubt about that. But did not last. Oh my God. That really eviscerated the board. Damn, eh? Oh Christ. I may even have to get the new module just so I can see how this one is connected. The traces. It's like a big volcanic crater. Damn. And there's a little track down through there that's just disappeared. Shit. Damn. Although this side's not too bad. Oh well, if I can ever figure out what the tracks are on the other side, then it might be resurrectable. Otherwise, I think I'm going to have to wait until I get the other unit. So I think I'm going to have to buy it. Damn. Oh well. $400 I guess for a, even now, a $20,000 car. I guess some things you got to do. bit of isopropyl to clean this side. Okay, that's as good as it's going to get on that side. But, of course, this side is absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I might try and clean it up as best I can with alcohol and then just see what's around. Alright, I'll do this and get back. Well, I've hit some bad news. As much as I am trying to repair the area, I've discovered that there's inner layers. It's at least a 4-layer board. That makes it extremely difficult to try and repair. Even though if I got a second-hand unit and looked at it, it wouldn't tell me what the inner layers were doing. It would be a certain amount of guesswork involved. I still may try and figure it out one day, but when I get the a new second-hand unit, I'll take pictures of it from the top and the bottom, which will help, but not knowing how the inner wires go, it really makes it difficult. The only thing I can do is hack away at it so much that I try and find out what actually is in there and then try and reconstitute the tracks with just hook-up wire. But it's not looking good, not looking good at all. It's the power entry, I'm assuming, to the whole thing, and because the capacitor went, it just disintegrated the whole thing, and yeah, etc, etc. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to fork out the $400 and get a second-hand one from the States. Well, that's disappointing. I was really hoping I could have repaired it, but being 4-layer, it just, well, multiplies it by a factor of at least 16, 4 squared. It's too hard at the moment. That's very disappointing, very disappointing. If I could get a schematic of this, yeah, great, but of course I'll never be able to get a schematic of this. Mr. Jaguar would never let that out. Very disappointing. Try and see if you can get a closer look at in here. Yeah, in there, it's just all charred away, and you can't necessarily see, but the top foil is just flaking away, but underneath there's more layers of foil, so that's how I know it's a multi-layer. Because the bottom layer is solid, it's not changed at all. So, and of course the charcoal fiberglass would be conductive, so the whole thing has to be chewed away completely and rewired with hook-up wire. But unless I know what the schematic is exactly, it's going to be a risky manoeuvre. One day, if I ever get time, I might have a go at it, but I'm afraid not now, so I'll put it all back together and stick it in a box of bits and get onto eBay and buy that unit ASAP. With a bit of luck, might have the car going within a few weeks' time. Oh dear. All right, I'll get back to you when the the new module arrives and show you the car working, hopefully. Okay, see you in a few weeks, or instantaneously for you guys. Hooroo. I took the module to a Jaguar repair garage, and they took the new second-hand module I bought, plus the old one, which was well, looked destroyed to me. It had a really big burnt up crater in the circuit board. They had it for a while, and this guy who's a bit of a magician, he repaired the old one and didn't touch the new one I bought. And he brought it here, and we tried it, and the car tried to start, but it wouldn't. But it would crank over and do most everything. The new second-hand one wouldn't even crank over, which only verified the fact that they're coded. And so the second-hand one I bought was a waste of $400. However, I might try and resell it on the second-hand market, or I may even keep it. It could make a good spare for bits and pieces if it ever goes faulty again, because I dare say it'll get harder and harder as the years go by, and even if Jaguar themselves did come up with one, you'd be looking at thousands of dollars, when the car itself is, well, it's still worth a few dollars. It's you really have to wonder whether it's economical then. So I may keep it. It would actually run, which was great. But it was in sort of limp home mode or whatever it was. Things weren't working. A few things to do with suspension and whatever. But at least it would run. So I arranged to take it to the Jaguar place. I just had to throw my hands up then. It was too hard for me from then on. So one day I drove it over there. It's about 20 kilometres away, and it got there quite okay. And they had the car for, I don't know, a week or two, and it's come back and it's now brilliant, really good. What turned out to be was that somehow or other the engine management module blew up at the same time as I believe it was the throttle body assembly got stiff and wouldn't move properly and blew a fuse. So the thing wasn't going to run properly anyway. So they fixed all that up and got it running right and did a basic service, and so $1,700 later, including the cost of the repair of the old module, and I'm back in business. So with the $400 I spent on the second-hand module, that's $2,100, which, all things considered, isn't too bad. So let's say $2,000, and I'm back in board. So anyway, it's a happy end to it all, but just a warning that those engine modules are coded and don't easily get replaced by another one. There's possibly a way of recoding those engine management modules, but I don't know about that, and that's another story. And as I say, I don't know if it's possible. I don't see why it shouldn't be, but probably it would have to end up going to a genuine Jaguar service agent, who would then contact Jaguar in England and say, you know, how do I fix this? Because it's not a problem that normally comes up. All right, just thought I'd finish this off, and all is well, and my Daimler Super V8 1997 model with now 110,000 Ks on it is beautiful. Right. Enjoy. Bye.